Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen from South Korea. It is lunchtime right now, so I'm going to have my lunch. And while having my lunch, I'm going to talk about why I think this country is losing hope. Just before that, let me just show you what I'm having for my lunch today. And that's my rice over there. And this one is called bulgogi. Bulgogi is basically beef marinated in bulgogi sauce, which is like sweeter version of soy sauce. And that is radish over there. That's bean sprout, chili leaves, and some kimchi right there. So let's eat. Now let's talk about why I am saying this country is losing hope. But just before I get to the main point, let me quickly explain what kind of country South Korea is. After the Korean War from 1950 to 1953, South Korea has faced widespread devastation and poverty. This country was one of the poorest countries in the world, with its infrastructure and economy severely damaged. However, currently in 2024, South Korea became one of the richest countries in the world from one of the poorest countries in just 70 years. Let's take a look at this table together. According to the IMF, the GDP of South Korea in 2023 was approximately $1,760,000,000,000, ranked as 14th richest country in the world. And the next table over here shows the GDP per capita. GDP per capita of South Korea is approximately $34,000, making the Koreans 31st richest in the world. I cannot say Koreans are super rich, but I can say we are on the richer side for sure. Not only this, but South Korea is one of the safest countries in the world in terms of crime rate. According to www.datapandas.org, South Korea is ranked as 21st safest country in the world. Not only this website, but other websites also show similar statistics. Now let's take a look at the next table. Despite all of these positive statistics, South Korea has the lowest birth rate in the world currently. It is literally the lowest in the world. Not only this, but South Korea has the fourth highest suicide rate in the world. So, why is this happening? Let's first talk about why the birth rate is so low here in South Korea. This is a complex problem, and there are many reasons to that, but I'd like to talk about two main reasons today. First reason is the high apartment prices. In South Korea, all the companies and jobs are centered in Seoul, the capital city of South Korea, so everybody tries to go to Seoul to work, and there are literally no jobs in the countryside. An average apartment price in Seoul is approximately 875,000 US dollars, and people just cannot afford to buy an apartment. And you might say, but you don't have to buy an apartment, just rent an apartment. Yes, that is true, but Koreans feel like we need to have everything ready before having a baby. So people would choose to not have a baby rather than having a baby while living in a rental apartment. Second reason is the expensive and highly competitive environment for children's education. Many Korean kids are forced and told to study and go to the best universities and work for one of the conglomerates in Korea, and many people define that as a successful life. Therefore, parents spend a lot of money on the education for their children. And not only that, but also adults know how hard it is to live under the extreme competitive society. so they just don't want their children to experience what they have experienced. So many adults choose not to have a baby, and women also find it hard to maintain job security and wages after coming back from childcare. Now let's talk about high suicide rate. An extremely high suicide rate among the elderly is a major contributing factor to South Korea's overall suicide rate. Many impoverished elderly people choose to die by suicide as to not be a burden on their families, since the South Korean welfare system is poorly funded and the tradition of children caring for their parents in old age has largely disappeared in the 21st century. The suicide rate of students is not as high as the suicide rate of the elderly people, but still higher than the average suicide rate of students in the world. That is because many students feel extreme stress from being forced to study and go to the best universities by both their parents and the society. And these are the reasons why I am saying South Korea is losing hope. Alright, this is the end of my video for today, everyone. Thank you for watching my video. See you next time. Bye bye.